Because Ted Wheeler planned to introduce an ordinance that regulated to strip us from our constitutional free speech rights to peacefully protest. He fabricated lies, and this goes for the conservatives. He fabricated lies that even the FBI debunked, claiming Patriot Prayer members were on top of a parking garage with guns overlooking protests over the summer. Then held a press conference to demonize right-wing Christian groups, also distracting from the violence that was caused by Antifa, who he had never denounced. It was always the fascists. But who are the fascists? Because what is fascists? People who are against free speech, who are against rights, we are not the fascists. He lies on us. He demonizes us. That is why we can't trust him if he's only protecting one group of individuals. Ted Wheeler has proposed raising business tax, which would increase the funding of Portland police while simultaneously telling police to stand down during Antifa's attacks on innocent Portlandians as they block traffic and we have on film Antifa attacking cars and drivers as police are on camera 20 feet away just watching, picking up like this, watching. Even after getting assaults by Antifa and their identities on camera, especially when they attacked Haley's family, charges were always dropped. And Ted Wheeler only labels freedom rallies as the problem. It's total anarchy. He allows Antifa to run their anarchist, no permit to stand in the streets to block traffic. That is anarchy. But Mayor Wheeler says he stands by the decision to keep police out of Antifa's protests, even after admitting what he saw was appalling. One video shows Antifa chasing 70-year-old Kent Hauser after making a right-hand turn against Antifa's wishes, pounding and breaking his windows on his expensive Lexus. Wheeler has the nerve to insist that motorists should feel completely safe coming into downtown Portland, even though Antifa didn't even have a permit to stop traffic and rally in the streets, but wants to put restrictions whenever right-wing groups want to peacefully gather. Because remember, when Patriot Prayer has our Christian freedom rallies, we do not invite Antifa. We have our permits that we get from the city. We follow ordinance, laws, and rules to get our permits to peacefully protest. Antifa will come counter-protest a freedom rally. We do not ask for their drama. We do not want to fight. We do not even plan to argue or anything at our freedom rallies. We do it strictly for like an American celebration, equivalent to that of the 4th of July.
Trying to pull that off.
And Ted Wheeler has made our homelessness worse. Our homeless is increasing because of rent increases. And if you look at the stats, the homeless is increasing simultaneously with rent increasing. And Ted Wheeler remains silent. Instead of putting rent increase restrictions, especially since California property management companies are buying up Portland property like there's no tomorrow, charging $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 more, City Council voted that landlords have to pay moving costs on rent increase and no-cause evictions. The problem with this Ted Wheeler and City Council is that there is nowhere affordable left to move to pay this moving costs, because there's no place that we can afford to move into, so the only option is the street. Portland's homeless is 3% of our population now. But get this, in 2017, for a population that makes up 3% of Portland's population, were in 2017 accounted for 52% of all Portland arrests. So if Ted Wheeler wants to lower crime, he would fix homelessness, because we are seeing a rise in crime, in homelessness, and rent increase. And as native Portlanders are being pushed out, Wheeler is approving projects of expensive condos to be built in places where Portland's iconic and affordable, nutritious food carts lots have resided for years. He has allowed corporations and big government to completely change and replace Portland's culture, or Portland's anti-corporate culture. On June 19th, an innocent ICE student intern, not an employee, an intern, was leaving work and called 911 3 times in a short period to report that he was surrounded in his car and felt threatened, similar to that of James Fields. But he knew that if he drove forward, he might be convicted or accused of first-degree murder. So he called the police, hoping that they would help him. The unions representing the ICE office even used this as an example of how local police didn't show up because Wheeler ordered them not to intervene, because the police were outnumbered by Antifa, they claimed, and violent property was being done by Antifa, and the police felt scared regardless of having multiple forms of protection and power over each Antifa member. Ted Wheeler is destroying our city. Ted Wheeler is taking out Keep Portland Weird. Ted Wheeler is bringing in big corporations. You can say goodbye to your food carts that have been cheap and affordable and nutritious to feed the homeless population, to feed the poor. Our homeless carts not only feed the poor, they help small businesses grow. He is taking all those carts away and replacing them with expensive condos. None of these apartments that are going up are low income. The South Waterfront apartment complex that were supposed to go up to be low income, only one of them are low income. Ted Wheeler has been nothing but lies. City Council is doing nothing but voting Ted Wheeler's secret agenda. Ted Wheeler is a globalist. He's a big government, and he's not for Portland. Portland is an anti-corporation, anti-big government, tolerant equality city who does not tell police to stand down when its citizens are endangered. Thank you. So if this reaches you, please come out and help us, because we need to get Ted Wheeler out before he ruins this city and it becomes California. Because I tell you, you need to Google how many apartment complexes in Portland are being bought up by California property management companies. Research it, and you will be shocked and understand exactly why our rent is increasing. Native Portlanders are being pushed out, and Californians are coming in. Thank you.
First and foremost, Ted Wheeler needs to be out of office. With the division Wheeler and the politicians have been pushing to create wars on the streets between two groups of people that pretty much are wanting the same thing, except a few different views that we don't agree on. But Ted Wheeler has been lying about conservatives and liberals in a dangerous manner, like the snipers on the roof. Wheeler got on TV and lied to the world to create more hate between groups and to make innocent people look bad. That lie he told was dangerous for both sides. He continues to push an agenda of conservatives being racist to incite violence towards both groups. He's playing everyone as fools to get all of us to fight. The main thing he's most worried about is two groups that truly do care about our state's well-being coming together and exposing him and all the politicians living on our taxes and the high life, while we have thousands of homeless in the cold on the streets because of political greed. We are all falling for their trap every single day while they are sitting back laughing at your group and ours. You have to wake up to the truth and to cut the puppet master's cord. We need to work together and take back our state, including the unbelievable taxes forced on your family and mine. We all are scraping paycheck by paycheck, and That is unexplainable because we all work hard. Wheeler giving stand down orders so two groups can rip each other apart for nothing. We all have a certain different views that shouldn't cause a war between us citizens. The biggest fear this corrupted government fears the most is unity, while they're forcing division right in front of our faces. We all need to wake up to these tricks they play on us. The end game is for us all to unify and to demand these corrupted officials to step down and to get someone in office that won't continue to destroy a once beautiful city. And now the homeless are paying for the ultimate price by living in the cold and dying, while the politicians, are snug tightly in their beds. While vision of cash stands in their heads. Anyways, we can't allow them to divide us any longer by giving out false information about both groups to make us riot and hate each other for no damn reason. We should never argue over our own personal views, and listening to the media is the last thing we should all do. We shouldn't be listening to the media. The media lives off of this stuff, dividing for video of us all fighting in the streets to get those mass ratings, while listening to the media's lies about both sides just so they have something to report on, while they put each of us in danger. I spoke to a camera lady off record, and she told me that's what they do. They plan and create problems with the public for stories and ratings. That made me enraged that all we are just puppets on a string, following exactly what big government wants from us, to fight. Now, we need to agree Ted Wheeler needs to be removed from office. I would like to schedule a meetup with all of you, every single anyone that lives here in Portland. I would love to meet up with you guys, so we can speak about this, so we can potentially agree who our next mayor should be. Donald Trump doesn't decide who our mayor is. You guys can hate him all you want, but we need to work together on rebuilding Portland and voting in people that benefit both our people. We can do this and cut the puppeteer strings and come together. Once together, they will then know we're all not taking this anymore. That the citizens are revolting in Oregon. We need to give them their biggest fear, and that is unity. So now I hope this reaches out to every single one of you guys here that are local. I've been trying to explain this to people that are protesting me here, and they all agree that Ted Wheeler should be removed, but they're still protesting me, and that makes your guys' resistance look completely pointless when you guys want a better mayor in. Black Lives Matter, the leader of Black Lives Matter here, Teresa, is running for mayor, and you guys are fighting, arguing with me, calling horrible names towards me, but you guys could be getting someone in that you like, which is Teresa. So when I'm standing here right now and we're trying to all work together, you guys are not helping your own people out, and that's really sad. And I just hope you guys can come together and come out here and get this fraud out of office, because he's putting your life in danger, my life in danger, and he doesn't care for you guys, and he's sitting up there right now living off of your money, living off of all of your guys' money. And I know you guys don't like people living off of your money. You guys hate when the big politicians are up there in their office not doing their job, but they're eating it with all greed. So why aren't you guys out here? Why aren't you guys not standing here right now today and protesting him like we are? We have a couple people that actually were over here, and it's on my live stream, you'll get to see, and they agree. Some of your own people are out here agreeing that, you know what, we can meet in the middle, and we can compromise. Put our differences aside, the hatred. I know that you don't like me, and yeah, I don't not like you guys. I just want to be left alone and just do our job, and that's to get this mayor out. Thank you guys.
Shove the flag up your ass. Fuck you.
Why would you wish harm on any of us?
Why would you want to put harm on us?
Because you represent white America, you piece of shit.
It's okay.
No,
Really?
no one is trying to bring violence or anything. We're trying to get Ted Wheeler out.
I'm gay from Hollywood and I voted for Bernie.
She smokes a lot of meth.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not afraid to die and be beat up by assholes like you. And I'll break you one of your fucking cameras.
Let's leave him alone.
Yeah, you can fucking, fuck you, punk.
Alright, let's leave him alone.
Yeah, everyone, don't even engage with this.
Yeah, fuck you.
No.
Get the fuck out of my city.
This is our city.
Let's just come back
This is
over
our
here.
city.
Fuck you.
We wish you well. Go and be well.
Yeah, I'll fuck your ass up. You never put that camera for it, don't shit on me.
No, it's okay. I'm definitely not.
Any day.
It's because my
Time is up! 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 Time is up!
Our streets!
Our street!
You knew that was going to make him mad. What?
Whose sidewalk? Our sidewalk!
That's actually the city sidewalk.
That guy was Yeah? Are they?
Let's not pay attention to them. We're here for Ted.
Whose sidewalk? Our sidewalk!
He hasn't talked to the right people.
I'm sorry.
There's those kind of accolades.
So, okay. So now we have someone who's actually dealing with, actually really dealing with.
I'm actually homeless. I'm actually a homeless veteran. And I've been trying to fight for support to be in place. And actually I've hired a lawyer to try to help me get into a place, and it's taken me 9 months to be able to get stability for me to even put good feet on the ground so I can be a good parent. And it's not there. The support isn't there.
Well, we're gonna
I've had
help
to
you.
fight for it.
We're going to help you. So you give us your contact information. We will help you.
Thank you.
You just walked into the right group.
Yep.
Thank
You
you.
really did.
Thank you.
You stumbled upon the right group.
We're going to help you. So, we're going to help you. You got to give us your contact information.
Support taken away from you.
No.
That's the only way that you're able to survive and feel comfortable. So if you can't have a place to live and be able to get the things that you need, then
Yeah, and like right now, our homeless population has raised up to 3% of our population is homeless. Okay,
I know.
52% of our arrests, the police department's arrests last year,
it's for mental health
were
patients.
from homeless.
And they're mental health patients, and they need help, and they need support, and they need somebody to take
Exactly.
care of them. And I know that's why I like them.
They just want people in the system. They just want your money. They want you homeless to commit crimes.
Do you know how much money I paid
Oh, Haley,
but there's no places that they provide stability for these kids that actually need, and they're the ones that are affected. Our kids are the ones that are affected because they don't have the stability in place because they're taking it away.
Yeah, exactly. And they're giving it to Californians and gentrifying our city to rich yuppies.
Yep.
Who are on trust funds, and like the apartment that I lived down here with studio apartment pay was paid $585 for almost 6 years, and then when I went to go renew, it was $900 and something, and now it was a studio apartment,
And they're just making sure that
yeah, and now
they have their
and now the rent there's $2,000 for that one little space that I used to pay money $600 for.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
Well, everybody deserves
We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you help.
Yeah.
And all of our community will come together.
Well, I can whistle really loud to Mr. Ted up there. So I'm
We've
about
been
to.
trying so hard, and
He's
you
up
won't
there,
come
right?
out. You won't come out there and speak.
Hey, can you please provide some support for the people that actually deserve it? Please? Give us
shelter, Ted. Speak to us.
Give us
Come out and speak to us, Ted. Come out and speak to us. They just make everything about Donald Trump. We just got to ignore them because.
Well, you know what? Just like they're not willing to support us, like people need to understand that our president is here to support us. And if people don't provide support in the right places, then obviously they're making bad choices. And we chose Donald Trump as our leader. And even though he's a piece of shit in a lot of people's minds, he is our leader. So whether or not we like it, we have to support him. Just like we are in this situation where we need support, even though it's not there, obviously, we definitely deserve it. We deserve it.
Yep.
And he deserves support too.
Yep. And that's why I'm trying to get everyone out here. Get locals. This is another local that has come out. And we're trying to get them people help. We're trying to get people help.
I fought for another country to have the right to their own freedom, and I can't even get support for myself.
Okay, guys, watch out, watch out, watch out. Back up.
Come in.
What the?
Haley. Hey. Have my back
Them assholes right there. They took his hat and fucking sprayed him when he tried to get it back.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, pressing charges.
Okay. That's okay. I've got their faces.
These guys down here?
Yeah, these fucking assholes.
Hey, no. Stay in tight.
No, I need that.
What did I tell you about the hat?
Get that spray out now.
Shit. Don't listen.
Face on the bike, man. Unload it on.
So, who gives you the authority to dictate what people wear?
Good point. I don't like that guy in the bike.
Is this the literal fashion police?
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
He took pictures of my car.
I'm not going to play anymore.
Do that. Bring it. I ain't scared. This is America. Take my hat. Bring it. Come on. Take my hat. Pussy.
Yeah, because it'll get real. It'll get real for you.
Let this lady.
Imagine that.
Use one time. There you go.
Hey.
Skylar, are you okay right now? No, yeah, he's not okay.
You okay?
He's.
Yeah, I got maced in the face and they took me.
They took your hat?
Yeah, took the hat.
Was it the guy
He
carrying
went
the
to try to grab it and she maced him.
Yeah, the fat chick.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I got her. She does that shit all the time, dude. I got her on video from a long
Do we need like some more water? So, would water
Fat
help?
chick with a black beanie.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about now.
We just need milk. We need to get some of that stuff.
At least they're thankful for their rights to use the voice that we fought for, the freedom for
Yeah,
them
he's
to be able
okay.
to
They took
speak
his
their
hat
own
and
voice,
pepper
even if it's a
sprayed.
dumb voice.
Here, let's get
You're
him in.
officially a part of our crew now.
What do we need to do?
Are you okay?
Get him in the city hall.
Yeah. Go in there and get washed up, man. They'll let you do it.
Are you on
Bob, you got him?
Everything was equal. You guys stuck in this shit. What the fuck? Yeah, I know you know, because I just told you.
I already know.
Inside.
How you doing?
Hey, you can pepper spray?
No.
Ted Wheeler plan to use ordinance to regulate and strip us from our ordinance. Did you write this?
Down behind you.
I've never known anybody so obsessed with anybody. Fill out a project. You guys vans light the fire, but Haley's haters. Look at all that spit. Look at all that spit underneath her. She's like living in her spit.
This is crazy. People are getting pepper sprayed.
Look what Haley. Hey, look how big your fans are. They don't spend this much money and this much time on looking like you.
I know it's a lot of money to do. I know. It's a lot of money to do.
I got pepper spray. He's inside. I got it in my mouth.
Don't run into me. Don't run into me.
Don't get so close to me.
We're not doing this anymore.
We're doing this on the last following me. You're
Can you help pepper spray those people? Guys? Can you help pepper spray that?
No, hold on. Where's Chris?
so close.
Chris, can I get my... Am I too close? Am I too close?
How about to get part of it?
triggered yet?
A dog tips for the rape apologist.
This is disgusting.
No, they just made fun of someone that's been raped.
This is disgusting.
That
They made him himself. That's weird. It's called a female sig. It's not that disgusting. Come on.
This is evil.
That's
This
disgusting.
is
Carrying
demonic.
around dildos and crap.
This is demonic. This is very demonic. This is evil. These people went never started disgusting guys.
Oh wait, where's my glasses? Okay,
What is your community service? What are you doing?
How do we get out of here? I want to know, how do we get out of here? It's such a
Haley, don't let it get to you. I'm trying to get to you. Don't let it get to you.
Good luck.
There you go. Walk out in the street. That's extra smart.
Don't attack me next time. Hey guys, this is demonic Portland, Oregon for you. That's
Oh my God.
you know, they took their time.
That hot dog. He's on that big one.
Yeah, they took their time to do all this to make fun of you. James, watch that. Put that man.
No one was. Somebody gonna get the litter?
The problem now.
Are you gonna pick up your litter?
Oh, they waited until everybody went inside.
Yes, they did. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
As soon as we split, they were going to get real.
well, when you hit people, they have a right to fight back.
I get it, yeah.
Is this your first time doing pepper time? Why? Oh, no, you brought your weight.
Sorry,
That's all right. It happened after you guys went in.
So what happened?
We started GoFundMe for a new hat.
That's all right. I could probably look for another one again on eBay because my hat was technically free anyway.
I'm sure we can all fucking pitch in and get you one, bro.
I only had to pay shipping for it, so.
So what happened?
Antifa had snuck up behind after Edie, Haley, and a few others had decided to go in, and they snuck up behind me, and they got my hat.
If you need to go in, bro, go and take care of yourself.
So we're going to have you move on in here so we can get some.
Take care, brother. I'll talk to you tonight.